From WFRV TV, Local 5, serving Northeast Wisconsin, including Green Bay, Fox Cities, and the Lakeshore. This is Newsmaker Sunday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us for Newsmaker Sunday. I'm Tom Zalaski. Homelessness, problem facing our community, and the colder the weather gets, it only adds to the complications for people experiencing homelessness. Organizations like Freedom House are there not just to provide shelter, but also a chance to be self-sufficient. And joining us this morning to discuss everything Freedom House here in Green Bay, their Executive Director, Jennifer Schmo. Jen, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Tom.
Much appreciated.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Before we get into the nuts and bolts of what you do at Freedom House, let's get into the nuts and bolts of Jennifer Schmo. How did you get to where you are today? What was the path you took?
Thank you so much. You know, as I was preparing for this question, I was thinking, it's been 20 years that I've gotten to work in human services. So I started at the Green Bay Job Center down on Roosevelt, and I've been able to just work my way through staying alongside working with families who are experiencing low income and trying to help them move on and be more self-sufficient.
So Freedom House. What is Freedom House? What do you do over there?
Yeah. At Freedom House, we provide shelter, 24/7 coverage for families experiencing homelessness. We shelter all sorts of families. I always like to say we have more kids in our shelter than we have adults every day of the year. And so it really is a hoot. I'm an old educator by trade, so it's nice to have the children around, but it is serious business as we are entering into people's lives at their neediest time.
Freedom House, you've been around for a long time. How did it start? Take us back.
Oh, there was a precious group of adults who were very concerned citizens about those who were left experiencing homelessness, particularly single moms. And that was really the beginning. And it was founded on their Christian beliefs of sharing and entering into supporting people in their toughest times.
And you mentioned Christian beliefs. It's a Christian nonprofit organization. What do you see as your mission?
Our mission really is to walk alongside these folks and just really love on them, show them the love of Jesus, and just be there as a helping hand and help them remove the barriers that are keeping them from obtaining their own housing.
Freedom House, you've extended. You used to be this little tiny place.
Yes.
And you have,
we have grown from 4 bedrooms to 16 suites.
Yeah. When did you start?
Back in 1991 is our humble beginnings in a small house on Irwin Avenue.
Okay. And now you're on the east side of Green Bay.
Yes, yes. On the corner of St. Anthony and Curry.
Right. That's my old neighborhood, so I know where you are.
It's a beautiful building.
Yeah, so how did this expansion happen over the years?
For many years, we were known as residing in an old nursing home. And in about 2019, Nicole Schneider, a past president, got the vision to have a better building. And so she led a capital campaign, and we have this gorgeous building now that has been in place since 2020. I
noticed something interesting as I prepped for this show. I noticed something interesting on your letterhead.
Okay.
Letterhead said, on your letterhead it says, disrupting homelessness forever.
Yes.
Tell me about that phrase. That's unusual. It's aggressive.
Yeah. It's actually a shortened phrase for disrupting the trajectory of homelessness forever. And what we're focused on is making sure that the next generation and these families are not getting used to homelessness or experiencing it again then in their lifetime. We know that a child that experiences homelessness is 3 times as likely to repeat that cycle in their lifetime of experiencing homelessness.
So that's the disruption, breaking the chain. All right. Jennifer Schmo is our guest this morning. We are talking Freedom House, and we have much more to come right after this, so please stay right there. And welcome back to Newsmaker Sunday. Our topic this morning, Freedom House in Green Bay. Our guest, their Executive Director, Jennifer Schmo. Your location on the east side of Green Bay over on St. Anthony Drive. What goes on in there? What's happening in there?
Oh my gosh, we're providing 3 meals a day. We're providing room for 16 households to have their very own suite. They can house up to 6 people per room. They have a full bathroom to themselves, and then we provide laundry as well, access to those, and laundry soap, and all of the needs that a family needs. So, everything from diapers to toothbrushes to toothpaste, whatever they need, we typically have on hand for them.
It's 6 people per family. You've got 16 rooms. That's a lot of people you're housing.
It is a lot of people.
What makes you different, though? You're not just housing the homeless. Usually we think of housing the homeless, it's one person coming in off the street.
Right, right. We are really more,
That's a big task to incorporate an entire family.
I think what really sets us apart is that we're really a program that also has room as shelter. So we are providing shelter, but we're also asking our families to consider how could they learn and grow during the time that they're with us. And that involves sometimes looking at their employment opportunities. Maybe they need to change their employment so that they can increase their income to the household. As you know, the rising cost of housing is a pretty big deal and a problem in our community, as it's getting more and more difficult for a single parent to afford housing. And so it's our job to help them get that next place to rest.
So you've got 16 families, possibly as many as 16, 3 meals a day. Who's doing all this cooking?
Oh,
where's all this food coming from?
So we have an amazing staff in our kitchen, but we also have a very generous community. And so there's 3 main ways that we provide food to our families. One is we have a deep partnership with St. Norbert College. We're involved in a food recycling program for them. So as they're housing and feeding students, any food that is extra that they've prepared, we are able to go pick up and then recycle that food to our families.
So you've got good stuff coming.
We do have some really great stuff that comes in that door. And then we also have volunteer teams that come in. We have one group called the Lunch Friends. They've been coming to shelter for over 15 years and serving lunch every Wednesday, and they serve a great meal. And we're always looking to add more teams of people that want to do that kind of stuff. And then thirdly, we have staff who love cooking soups and other dishes, and they prepare it fresh daily.
Yeah, so is there ever like kind of a menu ahead of time, or is this a day-to-day, whatever comes in the door?
That's funny you ask, because I call it a creative culinary coordinator position, because you have to be creative with what comes in the door and decide what is going to be nutritious and delicious and really meet the needs of the families that we're serving.
Do the residents, the families, do they help at all with the preparation?
Sometimes we come across some that are more culinary inclined. We have a resident that's staying with us right now who just prepared an amazing Asian lunch today. I had a beautiful rice and a curry dish. It was delightful. So sometimes she helps out, sometimes others just ask if they can work alongside staff.
Sure.
And that's a huge help.
Sure. Tell me about your location on Taylor Street called the Bridge.
The Bridge.
What goes on over there as opposed to your other location?
This is a really exciting opportunity that we've developed this year. We have entered into the tenant-landlord relationship at that building. So we have 9 apartments, and we're offering those apartments to families that are low income or on some sort of housing assistance program. As you know, like moving people out of shelter and trying to find them an apartment is a big task. And so what we've done is we've partnered with some of the other shelters in town who also have housing programs like House of Hope and Golden House, and we work with them to house residents at that location.
And how many people over there?
So there's 9 apartments, so anywhere 2 to 3 per 30-some people.
Wow, an awful lot of people. With this cold snap we've been having, 30, 40 below, that makes your services all the more important. But
Absolutely.
Has it increased the need for you, or are you always at capacity?
We really always are at capacity. It is rare that we have an opening. It usually means we're working on identifying or connecting with someone who's experiencing homelessness. We work off of the Brown County shelter wait list, and that typically has about 200 families on that wait list at any given time. And so when we're looking to fill a room, we're making phone calls and determining who is most at risk. Meaning, are they living in their car, or maybe are they doubled up with grandma, a relative, or someone else? And so, of course, we want to respond to the most needy situation. We just last week took in a family who'd been in their car since November.
Oh my.
And this was the tail end of 3 years of experiencing homelessness, bouncing in and out of shelter services in the valley. And then we were lucky to come across them and be able to bring that family into shelter Monday.
Our topic this morning, Freedom House. We have much more to come, so please stay right there. Back now with Jennifer Schmo, the executive director at Freedom House in Green Bay. We were talking earlier, you're not just housing individuals. You mentioned the whole gamut of what you provide here. Full service, kitchen, laundry, cafeteria, computer lab, play area. I mean, it is a mini city here. We notice on your website, you've got a series of testimonials from people who are helped by Freedom House. And I wanted to ask you about 3 or 4 of these. First one says, the bridge gave me opportunity to heal. What are these people healing from?
Yeah, a lot of times what they're healing from is some past trauma that might have happened in their life. We know that a large portion of our population, even though we are not a domestic violence focused shelter, people do experience that. And so sometimes they're healing from that. Sometimes they're healing from employment traumas, maybe a sudden disconnection of employment, and then you get back on their feet. And so I really see our service as giving them that guiding hand and just reassuring them and then pointing them to the next step and the next step and the next step so they can help really come out of homelessness in a good way.
Next one, Freedom House changed our lives. How are you changing lives at Freedom House?
You know, what I really hope for that we're doing in terms of changing people's lives is we're providing hope, first and foremost, in a really hopeless situation. Secondly, that we are providing them connections to employment or other resources, and that we're just restoring their dignity about what they've been through, and that it doesn't define who they are, and that they have an opportunity to work with staff and really build themselves back up and have that confidence to go out and build their best life and really live a dream life instead of just a life to endure.
Another one that I found interesting, they said Freedom House gave us much needed structure in our lives.
Yes.
What don't these people have that they come to you and they get? The structure.
You know, from a structure standpoint, I think there's a lot of predictability that we provide, right? There's the meal is available, the bed is available, the facility is clean, the staff are friendly. We're checking in on them. How are you doing today? What can we do for or with you to help you be successful and to move forward?
Final one, no, not the final, a few more. Living in a Freedom House made me a different person.
Wow, that's a really bold statement. You know, I also have been through my own trials and tribulations, and I know that when you come to a crossroads and you really have to meet yourself and kind of decide, what am I going to do next? You know, that's a scary chance on life. You know, you got to figure out, what am I going to do next? And I think people really appreciate and value when someone can come alongside them and provide that reassurance.
And finally, you gave me hope for the future.
Again, I think hope is something that is talked about but isn't easily attained. I think hope comes from people speaking into you and seeing what they believe about you. Sometimes when we've experienced really dark places, it's hard for us to see that hope in the little things of everyday life. And then ultimately when you get to that crossroad and you've made that achievement, you're ready to move out or go on to the next step, we're there to cheer you on.
A family knocks on your door. They need help. They need a place to stay. They think you're only going to give them a bed and that's it. Are they surprised when they see what's here? Oh my goodness.
I think so. The facility is very beautiful, very clean, well kept. But I think it's important for your audience to know too that it doesn't typically work like that. We're really typically full at capacity. And so if someone does knock on our door, what we do try to do is get them connected to the right resource. If we can't serve them, we like to employ a philosophy called no wrong door. So we'll get them connected to other services that could bring them to what they need.
And what about your aftercare program? What's that all about?
Yeah, so an aftercare program looks like just following up with the family at different intervals. Usually when they first move out, it's 1 week after a case manager will connect with them, see if they'd like a home visit, just kind of bring them maybe some things that they forgot to think about, you know, maybe a shower curtain or some toilet paper or whatever needs they have. When a family leaves our shelter, we try to provide them with everything you can think of that fills up your home. So a couch, a bed, a table, and this is where the community really shows up for us. They provide donations to us, and we're able to provide this service in our aftercare program for our families.
We are back to wrap up with Freedom House in a moment, so stay right there. And welcome back to Newsmaker Sunday. Our topic this morning, Freedom House and the services they provide. Our guest this morning, their executive director, Jennifer Schmo. Volunteers. First, let me ask your staff. What do you have for staff?
Well, we have about 20 volunteers, 20 staff.
Okay.
Do we need to start over? I'm sorry.
20, you're good.
So we have 20 staff, and we're open 24/7, and so it takes a lot to keep the house running. And then we have, I don't know. I'm sorry.
What do you need for volunteers? How
Volunteers.
to run your place on a
Yeah.
daily basis? What does it require volunteer-wise?
Sure. We leverage volunteers in a number of different capacities throughout Freedom House. So in the kitchen, of course, helping serve meals, answering the telephone. I just met a brand new volunteer today. She just started at noon, and she sits there and answers the door and answers the phone and just greets people, and she's really enjoying her new shift as a volunteer. So lots of different ways. Every day is not the same. We take donations in. People show up with really unusual things sometimes. Like today, a whole semi showed up of toilet paper and paper toweling. So we got everybody to help unload the truck and got it done.
When a person desires to volunteer, other qualifications, what's the process to go through?
Sure. Typically what we like to do is to sit down with them and just really understand what is motivating their heart to come and volunteer. We want to make sure that we're getting a match of what they like to do. If someone doesn't like to be in the kitchen, we're not going to ask them to be in the kitchen. We have lots of windows to clean. We have laundry to fold. We have donations to process. So there's never a shortage of things to do.
Donations. Well, first of all, how are you funded?
Sure, we're funded through private donations from just individual households, also corporations, grants from the state level, from the Division of Housing, and then just really the generosity of the community.
Yeah, so you need cash. You need
we
money.
We need cash,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah, so how can people get that cash to you?
Sure, well, you can find us on Facebook or online. We have donation platforms, you can do that right online. You can also just stop in. I'd be happy to sit and chat with you, and you could write a check. We still take old-fashioned checks.
And beside cash, you need stuff too.
Sure.
And you just mentioned you got this truckload today of stuff, paper goods, be it paper goods, paper towels, and toilet tissue. What else do you need?
So if you think about what it takes to run a family household, it's really just about anything and everything. Toothbrush, toothpaste, diapers, cleaning supplies. Also, laundry detergent is something that we go through a lot of. If you can imagine 16 families, and we like to try and provide that for the families so that they can save their money for the down payment on the rent or to get into that next housing option.
And does your house, I say Freedom House, does it run like anybody else's house? I mean, does mom and or dad maybe go to work? Do the kids go to school?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Thank you for asking about our kiddos. Yes, we have a really tight relationship with the school districts to make sure that the kids do get to school on a daily basis. The district sends the bus over to pick up the children. A really endearing thing that happened this year is that we have some kids that have formed some really tight relationships, and they also happen to go to the same school. And so they're friends at school, they're friends at home while staying with us, and it really is neat to see how well they create a support network for one another.
Do kids in school who are not in a dire situation, do those kids know that your kids are from Freedom House, or do they even care?
They might if they are on the same bus route. Perhaps they see them get on at Freedom House. The thing about kids, they're just brutally honest, and they're probably going to tell you. So those kids probably do know.
How can people, beside volunteering, what else can people in the community do for you?
Sure. We've had a number of different people who have started their own little fundraisers. A friend of mine just asked for people to donate instead of giving him gifts for his birthday, that they would do a small mini fundraiser online. And so people can contribute that way. We've also had a gentleman who did push-ups, a push-up challenge for us, and raised a couple $1,000s just by doing push-ups and challenging his friends to do so as well. Wow. So there's lots of ways. We're really open and creative. We also had a resident who did an egg roll fundraiser for us. She made all of the egg rolls, and then we got volunteers to come in and work alongside her. And it was a really sweet story. She thought we'd probably sell 400. Well, we sold 1,800 egg rolls.
Oh my.
And it took over 40 volunteers to come in during that week and help roll the egg rolls so that we could meet the demand.
Wow. Do you have success stories? Do people come back and say, I made it?
Oh, you bet we do.
Yeah.
You bet we do. In fact, I was just able to ask one of our success stories if she would join our board of directors and be someone who could speak into what was it like to be a resident and to really keep us on check and on par with what we're offering our families. So absolutely, I pride ourselves on the relationships that we develop with folks, and that they do come back and share with us what's next for them.
There's a resource right there, the person who's been there,
yes,
to talk
absolutely.
to people who are about to begin that journey.
Mm-hmm.
Jennifer, thank you so
you.
much for being with us this morning. Much appreciated from Freedom House. And if you have a newsmaker on this program who you think we should have on the show, let us know about it. Send us an email to tips@wearegreenbay.com, or you can message us on Facebook. And be sure to join us once again Sunday morning at 7:30. Until then, have a great day.